I don't hear you, but at least you're moving in. You got your Pikachu in the background. Good.
Yep.
Still no microphone from you.
Can you hear me now?
I can. Are you hearing yourself back? Because
Awesome. I just don't want to use my crappy headphones. You know what I mean?
yeah, that's I got the same thing going on here with all kinds of audio ready to go. 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 I got audio ready to go. I'm in the flow. I'm getting this brown. Jason Paige is here, you know. Got the bass button and the bass is bumping. Got the heads and the headphones thumping. Audio is ready to go. It's like
nice.
That's not right to you? My starting anywhere?
That sounds wonderful, man. All right. If you're ready to get started, I'm ready to get started.
All right. Can you see me?
I can see you. Looking pretty.
Am I bright enough?
You're bright. Your hair's looking great. The Pikachu's looking good. Digging the spiked necklace there.
Yeah, I'm dressed for an audition that I'll tell you about in a minute. Or maybe I'm not allowed to tell you about it. But.
Oh, yeah. Don't spoil anything that'll get you in trouble.
Do what you need to do.
Sir. All right. Everyone, welcome Jason Paige to the channel. Jason Paige is most popular for his Pokemon theme song and now Pokemon Go song and several other things. This has been a busy, busy man, everyone. Everyone, welcome Jason Paige.
Jason Paige. Jason Paige. Jason Paige. Yep, I'm here, ladies and gentlemen. Jason Paige in the flesh. There is a face to the voice. There is a visual representation to the sound that's been going on in your head for 20 years.
Yeah. Oh man, I'm really excited to be talking to you, man. So I just want to fanboy for just a small second. I wanted to say personally, me to you, that the nostalgia in your voice that like invokes this visceral feeling of wonder and adventure, and just a feeling like a can-do attitude. You know what I mean? And I just want to say thank you for that, man. And I just feeling like a can-do attitude, you know what I mean? And I just feeling like a can-do attitude, you know what I mean? And I just feeling like a can-do attitude, you know what I mean? And I just feeling like a can-do attitude, you know what I mean?
I know what you mean. Thank you so much for that. Yeah, there's something actual scientific about the voice. Each person has their own unique voice that is a digital imprint that is unlike no other. So even on a tiny little speaker, you can hear your grandmother's voice and identify it out of the other 4 billion people on the planet, because our ears recognize this very specific thing that's happening when we hear somebody's voice. So if you multiply the number of times you've heard my voice in your head, and you know that this actual frequency has landed on you 7 million times, I have occupied that much time and space in your mind. And so now hear my voice coming through now is just an amplification of all of those times that you've heard my voice. And that's just Pokemon. There's many other things that I've done that are not Pokemon that you may have heard many, many times as well, but just not knowing that it was me.
Yeah, like, I remember. Go ahead.
Quick pick her upper, or be all that you can be, or when you get nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, diarrhea. So, you know, you may have heard those things a lot. Subway, eat bread. And you're going, oh, wow, that's why I'm eating Subway. Man. I actually eat the Subway sandwiches. I get the nausea, heartburn, indigestion, and I drink the Pepto-Bismol. It's crazy, you know, the products, we get other products, and my voice has been underscoring a lot of those products for many years. So yeah, fanboy out, sir.
So what you're saying is you've been occupying like an unknown part of my brain and heart for a long time. Just tendrils just going out and enveloping my life and getting me to buy products.
That's exactly correct. The advertising industry And many systems, as they exist, are occupying underlying structures of our brains that we're unaware of, and we're just sort of becoming aware. That's why everybody's getting woke. But what are they getting woke to? They're getting woke to these underlying systems that have been the construction of their very perception of their brains. They're getting woke to education. They're getting woke to advertising. They're getting woke to media. They're getting woke to God, to spirituality, and finding out how that these systems have been laid down in their brains, and they can now untie it and realize that's the reason that I've been watching Pokemon for so long, because of Jason's voice. It's nothing to do with the cartoon. It's the advertising blasted in my mind, the repetition. The same reason that you're going to Subway 3 times a week still. Eat fresh, when it's not fresh at all. It's been packaged, and I mean, I can't even name the number of chemicals in the chain to get food into your body to get you on some pills to save you from the death that Subway foods will ultimately cause you. Anyway.
Yeah. I mean, I agree. Going off of your point there, I think the voice is the original instrument we were gifted with, right? And as you had said about like the religious thing, singing and listening to singing, it kind of varies person to person, but some people get that real deep spiritual feel from it. And you should embrace it, you know?
Using the voice for frequency deliverance, to deliver positive, powerful, impactful waves through the air to affect other matter. That's the real responsibility of the voice, is to transcend space and time through space and time. And that's what I'm doing as I travel around the world, healing the world with the powers of my voice.
Oh man, you really do have just that intensity, just deep in you. You can just pull it out like a dragon bursts fire, man. I really like that.
Like a Charizard evolved with highest state.
Oh man,
turn him on for you.
So, yeah, I like that. I like the little spinning Pikachu. That's a good touch, man.
This is what record players were made for. They didn't realize 50 years or 70 years ago when they made these things, it'd be perfect for this exact purpose. These playing records on the thing is awful. The records sound like shit. It's only for this.
It's it all led up to this moment, right? It's a culmination
of
everything.
Human history has led us to this moment. All of human history has led us to this point.
As someone had commented on your Bitcoin Pokemon theme video, which is why I ran into you, he said, this is peak civilization right here. When it was you singing, I was like, that's 100% true. This is everything that I had kind of grew up with leading up to one thing. And I was like, man, this is just, it blew my mind. I had to reach out to you. I had to talk to you.
Peak civilization, peak civilization, peak civilization, peak civilization, peak civilization, peak civilization, peak civilization. That phrase.
Dude, I'm really liking this whole turntable thing you got going here.
Oh, yeah. Looper and turntable together.
That's something I got to pick up because you're just endlessly entertaining, and we haven't even really talked about a lot of stuff yet.
Yeah, no, we don't need to talk about anything. I could just keep the loops going. And
no, we'd have a great time.
Address me with a specific concern. And
all right.
As succinctly as possible.
Sounds good. I don't want to rush you. I really like the fluidness, but overall, when did you get involved in this crypto stuff, man?
I think officially I was having an argument with my friend about how the Liberty Dollar was made illegal in like 2011. Somebody in the Ron Paul community made a Liberty Dollar and started trading it in a small local area, and I don't remember exactly the story, but that they shut it down because it was considered another form of currency, and that's illegal to create your form of currency. My friend was like, no, you can do this. They've been doing it online. There's digital stuff. And he sent me a link to Bitcoin. And I was like, oh, that makes sense. Right. Of course, they've been sharing value in video games and, points all across digital systems. Cryptography has been around for a while. This new form of Bitcoin had just been released, and I looked at it. I was like, oh, this is a great idea. I'm gonna start mining it right on my computer. And I looked at the difficulty, and I thought, you know what? It might not be the MySpace that makes it in the end. It might be the Facebook, which I considered Litecoin was the Facebook to the Bitcoin.
Okay. I mean, Litecoin was good.
MySpace, and I was like, oh, I'm going to download it. So I downloaded Litecoin, started mining Litecoin as Bitcoin was being, blowing up before it was even at 100, I think.
Wow. Okay.
And I got into it that way and just followed the ecosystem through Bitcoin talk shows and Bitcoin blogs and podcasts and websites, and then started giving it to people. And I bought in to use it, to actually use the functionality of it, because I thought it was such an important invention. We need to get involved in actually interacting with the environment. So I bought however much I bought. I transferred my Litecoin. I never actually completed that Litecoin. My computer broke down, and I lost whatever Litecoin I had mined, which wasn't very much at the time. But I still downloaded whatever I did, and I got involved in Cryptsy, the website that has gone under. That was like the second loss after Mt. Gox.
Okay.
Cryptsy went down and took people's money, but I had a few coins on Cryptsy, and I started sharing the coins with my friends. Before it was at 1,000, I was sharing Bitcoin with my friends. Here's $20 of Bitcoin. Here's a wedding gift of $100.
Nice.
So their $100 Bitcoin wedding gift in 2013 were pretty happy when they looked back in 2017 and were like, holy shit, that $100 is $800 now. Oh, wow. Dang. So interacting it, using it, I try to use it for all payments. If I'm doing a session online and somebody can, send me in crypto, they'll send me in crypto. Just it's such an important invention that people just need to use it, not worry about the price and the savings aspect of it so much as the value that it brings to society. And that's going to happen anyway, whether you get involved in it now or not. It will be the underlying technology, blockchain technology, that replaces a lot of our legacy systems anyway. So just get involved and understand it and learn more about it. It's like collecting your own water. I collect my own water, which forced me to learn about the water that I was getting. What's in this water that they're pumping to me in LA? Well, a whole bunch of shit that you don't want to drink.
Yeah, I'd imagine.
So you start collecting your own water. You start realizing what it is to collect your own water. What's in that water? What's in this water? Same thing with Bitcoin. You're collecting your own money. You're not allowing your money to be created by a false centralized service that is making money with fluorine and chloride and a whole bunch of chlorine and a whole bunch of chemicals in that money. It's like the GMO money that we've been using. And now I'm using, as much as possible, the organic money, which is Bitcoin. You got all these other coins that are coming up that are trying to rival Bitcoin. And they're all using some organic practices, but ultimately they're not the OG organic Bitcoin. Bitcoin's the OG. The organic money. Bitcoin's the OG. Organic money, 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 Bitcoin's the OG. Money, Yeah.
Dude, you got me rocking out too hard over here. I've knocked my camera down like 3 times. Dude, I'm really digging this.
That's how I got involved in it. A lot of people come through the Ron Paul pathway, and that was definitely my pathway.
Okay.
through investigating money and what the Fed was. I went to a end the Fed rally in 2009 or 8, 10 or something like that. And I've been involved in trying to make positive changes in our society through my music and my art, my craft. And that led me to do some music for Ron Paul and actually repurpose the Pokemon theme song for Ron Paul. Ron Paul, gotta cash 'em all, when he was catching delegates. And that video went viral. And then I thought this is another good cause to unite the passion and power of Pokemon and the power that's inside with the passion and power of Bitcoin, and marry the two. And I think they're having a good time being married.
Yeah, yeah. I think you did a great job with that synergy. I would probably argue there's a decent amount of Pokemon goers that are also crypto fans.
Yeah.
And that's why it was like, it kind of blew my mind. But I agree with you on a lot of these principles here. I fall very far under the libertarian side of things, not very authoritarian at all. And right. The larger, the powers that be controlling your currency as fiat currency can devalue it by printing it as much as they want. They give these banks the control to fractionalize it as much as they want, so they can loan the same $10 out to a million people.
Yeah.
They can freeze your assets whenever they want.
10 people.
Okay. Yeah.
$10 goes to 10 people. I think it's 10 to 1.
Is it?
I think so. That's the fractional reserve, but it's still 10 to 1. That's
crazy, man. So it's like Bitcoin popped up in the height in 2008, in the height of that housing market collapse, and kind of seems like it's built to give the power back to the people, and it's doing a pretty good job of that. Now, you're right. There's a lot of these other ones popping up. And I hope you got out of, you said Litecoin didn't turn out to be your favorite one, but I'm sure you were looking at it. Did you see what happened when Charlie Lee, the creator, ended up selling all of his?
Yeah, that's the problem, is that he can't get out. If he wants the money, he's got to sell it, lowers the value of the coin. Unfortunately, he should have sold it anonymously, and then nobody would have known.
Yeah, it caused a huge backlash when he did that. And
but doesn't change the value of it in terms of the technology. It's still fast and still works and still a good product. It just has a bad news.
You're right. And overall, I think you're making a really good point by that. It's the greed people have right now. They're worried about the price and making themselves more fiat currency in the end, rather than just embracing the idea of, hey, this isn't supposed to be really your big store of value. Use it. Buy goods and services with this. Get paid in crypto, Bitcoin. I mean, I like Ethereum a lot too because of the smart contracts. But even so, after Ethereum, like 1,000 Ethereum killers popped out because they just wanted the money.
Right. Well, people are going to be motivated by money, and I think that's a good thing, because that's the market driving people. More people have money, the more people are going to want to preserve their money. So when you start making money, you start going, holy shit, they're taking it in all these different places, and how do I find shelters for it? Well, that's what crypto is. It's a giant shelter. So even if people are looking at it now as that shelter, eventually that shelter will stabilize and become more of a use case. So you shelter it in Bitcoin, but you use Bitcoin Cash, or you use Litecoin or Ethereum for your smart contracts, but you're sheltering with Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Or, until Bitcoin becomes so stable, which I don't think until it gets to like 100K or more. Maybe once we're at 1,000,000 per Bitcoin, then when it goes up 100 grand, 10%, it's not a big deal anymore.
Yeah.
Well, it's still a big deal. 10% in any direction is a big deal. But when we can get Bitcoin stable to 1 or 2%, then people can use it a little bit more, and then the fees will go down. But the financial incentive is a great thing. The more you learn, it's like the water. Once again, once I start to get my own water, I want to make sure that it doesn't get contaminated, and then I have to learn how to store it the right way so that it doesn't get contaminated. And then, what do I do with it? I distill some of it. I drink some of it. I cook with some of it. I clean with some of it. I'm using the thing that I now know is superior, and it's driving me to learn more about it and to share that information. So
Yeah. That word there is definitely what I would describe crypto as, which is superior. And I feel like the governments are starting to notice this. And I'm sure you've kind of been keeping up with it. A Democratic senator was talking about just banning all cryptocurrencies because it will undermine the power of the US government.
Yeah.
Which it should do. The government shouldn't have so much power. They're supposed to be for us. They're supposed to serve us, not the other way around, which I'm sure you agree with.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the power is in each individual, and the government is the collective of individuals. That is just this idea of people gathered, but it's just the idea. Those are the individuals. Each person is not an idea. They're an actual person with an actual creative power and ability to create their own unique value. So when we get these people creating the unique value, then we have a society that flourishes. When we get everybody to be an individual in the system of somebody else's group that they're controlling, and that people think that the value is only in the group and the collective, then they lose their own individual value, and and their own ability to self-govern, which is the real thing. The more you can self-govern, the less you need a governing body to tell you what to do. So it's this constant, battle between people trying to abdicate responsibility to some other overarching system that's going to take care of it for them, and then disabling themselves by not being able to take care of it themselves. Like I said, back to the thing, take care of your water. Go get your water. You can get your own water. You don't need it from them. They're giving you bad water. You can get your own food. You don't need their food that they're telling you is good. You can figure out what to eat and what to drink. Those are the first two self-governing principles that you should attach yourself to. And then the third one is money. After you eat and you drink, then you interact and you trade with people, and you get your own non-GMO money to do that as well. You become self-governing. You don't need an overarching government to tell you what to do and when and where, what to put in your body, because you're already putting the best things you can in your body. The food pyramid, great example. Upside down, put all the wrong food in your body. Now people are realizing, oh, greens. Oh, you can grow microgreens in your house. In 9 days, you have a tray of edible microgreens grown with no soil, no pesticides, whatever water that you get, that's the best water you can find, on fucking paper towels, unbleached paper towels and seeds. You're eating 4 to 4 times more nutritious than any organic vegetable you can grow anywhere in your house in 10 days.
So, man, it kind of seems like you agree with this. I've been kind of thinking about the future and my ideal, and our ideals are things we strive for, not really always reachable, but again, people will be growing their own food, governing themselves more. And I think it was Benjamin Franklin that said, "He who gives up freedom for security deserves neither." And at the end of the day, if you give the power of that you is yours to someone else, they're going to exploit that in every possible way. And so I feel like you've been kind of living that dream, because you're kind of going like contract to contract now. So you set your own terms rather than sitting in like the wage cage that a lot of people are stuck in.
That's right. That's right. Make the wave. Don't just ride it. Create the wave with your own unique individual power. And that wave is a wave that you can ride then, and then other people will ride with you, because you're generating a force through the world. And that force is carrying other people. If that they believe in where that force is going, you're pushing, you're this unique wave maker, and your waves are different than my waves. So we all got to get on board of each other's waves and support each other's highest waves that we can make in the directions into the unknown oceans of imagination, where we don't know what's out there, and you're making a wave into the stillness of the unknown. And that's where the creative power lies. That's what we are as
I like that idea. It kind of sounds like what you're talking about is you kind of push things from a way thinking of like abundance as opposed to scarcity, where you're growing and you're pushing forward into the world, into the universe, and you're lifting other people up too, and you're all just taking it all together. You're not saying, how can I get ahead of these people? It's what can I do, and how can I help this person do what they can do too?
Right. I mean, in your own, as you're building your own mountain, your own empire, your own value and sense of value and self, you have more resources to help others around you, because then all of a sudden you've got this giant pile of wealth or coins or craft or art or whatever it is you make, and then you can give that to other people, and other people can help distribute that with you as they align with your purpose. And we find our purposes and our waves kind of go in similar directions. And you know, we got a lot of people with their waves going in the direction of government, as they have been indoctrinated for, you know, most of their lives. This, once again, this underlying structure that's been imposed upon us from birth on, from hospital birth to circumcision to school to food to media, that all just want us to do something that already exists and to keep us from our own personal power. And I don't know if it's like it's conscious in some ways, because there are doctors with that clamp cutting off 25%, 12 square inches of male skin of the highest sensitivity when a baby is at its most vulnerable state. So it's almost like that some demonic force has invaded that doctor, and that force is the what, the $2,000 he's going to make to do this operation,
or than that
force of money, or however much he makes, or less than that, and he's willing to go through with this absolute human rights violation without second guessing it. So it's like there's the evil forces somewhere keeping people in place, holding people in place to do these terrible things, when they know that their tax dollar is going to bomb people, innocent women and children in other countries, and yet they still consent to pay their taxes happily, just, you know, with the excuse that, oh, well, that 25% of the money they just took from me is going to kill people, but that's okay. They can do that as long as the 75% goes over here to feed people bad food in schools that make them sick. That pharma then has to take care of people. So it's this cognitive dissonance that's really going on. Anyway, what we do to combat it is we create our own unique value. And we talk about it, we become aware of it, and we don't become slaves to that process and just unknowingly going along with it and going, oh, well, I'm drinking this coffee. What was that? Was that the organic coffee that was picked by the 7 to 10-year-olds? Is this the inorganic coffee picked by the 3 to 6-year-olds?
Yeah,
the 3 to 6-year-old coffee is not as good as the 7 to 12-year-old coffee when those kids are organically certified. At least we get one step up from 6 to 10 to 7. You know what I'm saying? Like, you try to make every decision a little bit better, and then your world gets better.
It's definitely a process, though, and it's never ending. Like, I remember when I started getting into eggs. Like, eggs, it's like, ooh, eggs are cool. They're a little bit healthier. And then I saw, like, oh, look at where the chickens are. They're just crammed in cages. They're just laying eggs like crazy. And I was like, oh, I'll get the cage-free eggs. Oh, wait. Right. So then they're just crammed together and just living in their own fecal matter. Yeah. So I'll get the free range.
They rip them up afterwards. After the egg chickens are done, they go into the chicken McNuggets bin to get ground up for other shit as well. So the egg chickens are not spared the slaughter.
No.
Which it's double. They got double whammy. They get inseminated and all kinds of things. Uh-oh. We've been upgraded by the host, and now we got unlimited minutes.
I'm glad. I didn't even know this thing had a time limit, but we're going to keep going, I guess. All right. So I think, man, you're a lot more woke than I realized, dude. This is a lot to take in. You're really cool. You're really cool to talk to.
Thanks, sir. Talking is our main skill on this planet. We have to talk first to be able to transfer any value to anybody else.
There's that, what is that saying, where you're at the pinnacle when you're talking about ideas, not just sitting around talking about other people or gossiping, but trying to expand your mind into abstract territory with the liquid intelligence. You know what I mean?
Liquid intelligence, intelligence, 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 liquid intelligence. It's liquid intelligence. It's what we know inside. It's the things that we do that we just cannot hide. It's the things that we get our brains activated. It's liquid intelligence. Wait, it's coming. Liquid intelligence. Hey, yeah. Liquid intelligence. Liquid intelligence. Liquid intelligence. Liquid intelligence. Yep. It be free flowing in the brain, free flowing through the veins. It's the liquid that we do to make us go insane. It's the liquid that we think. It's the liquid that we drink. It's the liquid intelligence. We on the brink of liquid intelligence. Liquid intelligence. Liquid intelligence. Intelligence. Liquid intelligence. Intelligence. Liquid intelligence. Sorry, bad ending. But, you know, you get it. I get a phrase, and we got to go with it.
Yeah, man. I feel like you're going to have an entire album done by the time we're done here.
Yes.
That's
all
really
published and ready for distribution. Mixed, produced, recorded, written, and distributed. All at once. Boom.
Man.
Cut through the chain. Cut through the value. This is one area that's very important where value is being sucked up by a lot of people. You got a guy in a room writing with 3 other songwriters, all taking a little piece of that thing. And then they got a producer that jumps in. And then we got 3 or 4 other musicians that get involved. So now we got about 10 people to record, write, and record that song. Now the song gets produced. Now you get an artist to sing it on top of it, and that's another person. Then they got to put it out. They got to distribute it. They got to copyright it. There's a fucking 150 things that have to go down to do what we just did in 10 seconds.
Yeah, I really feel you there, man. That's
intellectual property. And then I'm going to own liquid intelligence, liquid intelligence, 2 notes, 5 rhythms that are intellectual property. I don't own those words. You don't own those words. Who wrote that? Who's going to get paid for that jam that's going to go out on the internet? You and I are going to sue somebody who uses that little clip to make money on their website, and they're making thousands of dollars putting that liquid intelligence clip in there that we now own, and they're making money off of this intellectual property that they stole from us because we own those 2 notes and those 2 words. It's a very bizarre system put in place by patent lawyers and attorneys to keep people from freely sharing value. You don't know how many times, if I were to sing some other thing, you run into copyright. You know, if I were to sing a little bit of a Queen song or Don Henley, especially, God forbid you sing any Don Henley songs. He shuts everybody down. You can't even do a couple.
Wow.
One of his songs without him coming in. So this is intellectual property. And this is one of the things that Bitcoin is going to solve because it gives you this ownership, hypothetical ownership on the blockchain, identifiable. But then people are going to want to covet this new way of identifying things on the blockchain. So I'm interested to see how patents and copyright's gonna play out online because there's so many companies, publishers getting involved in capturing that money. We'll see what happens in this new world.
You know, there was something that I had seen, and it had said they don't know what went wrong when singing and dancing went from something that people just do for enjoyment into like skills and like stuff that you have to sell. And it's something everybody should be singing and dancing. It shouldn't matter how good you are, man. It'll make you feel good. I've been playing music for probably 14 years now. I'm not much of a singer. I'm more of a guitarist. But I mean, it's therapy. You know what I mean? Just
a beautiful statement. I love that idea that at some point, the thing that was just natural to human beings' interaction to play and sing and dance and experience joy through these things became a commodity. It became a sellable item. It started out, it was a way of communicating. It was this joy, this fear, this offering to the gods. And then that became this communication that needed to happen. And then they would communicate stories and through songs, and it was the news, and somebody would write a limerick about a thing that happened and then send that thing to another culture. And then they would sing that song. And that's how they found out what happened, by singing the song that everybody would remember. And then tell each other, and then that song would become the news of the day. So it actually was communication, you know, joyful communication. Then it started to become a actual functionality to transfer information from one, telling stories, basically stories over song. Easier to tell the story in a song than it was to tell the story. So
yeah, you're right. Poetry kind of fits into that same category with Homer and so on. It's like
right.
that is the way that it's. I wouldn't call it a brain hack, but that makes sure that you cannot forget it. It's a part of you now. As you mentioned about the Pokemon theme song, it's part of me.
Right.
Know every word, every little verse, everything with it. But
and now the Bitcoin will become a part of you.
Oh, I mean, it already was. So, like I said, that was just like.
Hey, I've been drinking coffee here. Can we pause and I run in the bathroom? I didn't realize we're going to go this long. I got about 10 minutes.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
Yep. Back.
Okay.
Bathroom break. Jason Paige on the bathroom break. 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 Bathroom break. On the bathroom break. Bathroom break. Jason Paige.
Here comes everybody. Back again is Jason.
I went on a bathroom break and now I return. I've got more information that you need to learn from me. I'm gonna sit right down and calm myself down. Jason Paige is back from the bathroom break now. Bathroom break. Jason Paige on the bathroom break.
Nice.
All right, I'm back.
All right, so that's what, song 5? I think that's song 5 for the interview album.
Yeah.
So you said
right,
you
copyrighted. Make sure we got a publisher on that, and no one steals our revenue from YouTube ads.
Sure. My people will talk to your people. YouTube will take 95%.
That's right.
And then they'll place a copyright claim and delete our content, and then
right,
exactly themselves on a Vimeo account or something.
Right, and they'll delete our channels because we put in a claim against ourselves.
Yep. Yeah. Oh man. So there's a couple other things. You said you only got a little bit of time. I want to know how you feel about Calibra, Facebook's coin.
I think it's a step in the right direction. I was not trying to release the Pokemon Bitcoin song in sync with that. I knew that was going to be happening for a while. I think it's a step in the right direction. It's getting people to understand that this technology, whether it be the public blockchain or private blockchains, will be the underlying technology to a lot of our systems. And now they're just basically, interestingly, they've got all of those other companies signed on to this thing. So that just basically gives everybody an on-ramp to Bitcoin. Because if it's an on-ramp to Calibra or Libra, then they can hopefully that wallet's going to they can't not have Bitcoin come into that wallet, in and out of that wallet. So that once you're in that wallet, you got your Calibra or your Libra, then you could put it into Bitcoin and then go off into the ecosystem doing what you want to do with your money. But it'll inboard you. And of course, you know, everybody that wants to be tracked and identified wherever they are and controlled can have this control now over their lives. I mean, it's something that people do want to certain degrees. I mean, I have all my location data on my Google Maps, and when I go on a trip, at the end of the trip, Google will send me every single place I went. I went on a Caribbean cruise, and just tiny little islands in the middle of the Caribbean. But Google knew exactly when and where I was on this island. And when I walked around this island, it has no electricity on it. But Google's telling me where I walked, on what path I walked on this freaking island in the middle of the Caribbean. So, but I opted into that type of tracking. So now people will have an ultimate tracking device of all of their financial history to opt into, from Coinbase to Visa, MasterCard, and Facebook, and everybody all in one place that can all keep tabs on where you spend and what you spend it on. So this could be very helpful for those who want to be tracked. And also, once they realize, holy shit, everything here is being tracked, I don't like this, then they can send their Bitcoin to their private paper wallet or their other hardware wallet or cold storage wallet or whatever. They can learn about it. They can get in, and Facebook is leading everybody in to the slaughter. Yes.
Yeah, that's what I
But
was thinking.
once they get in, they have an exit path. I think I'm hoping that that Calibra and their Facebook wallet will provide people with the exit path once they're in the slaughterhouse.
I hope so.
I think they will. It doesn't make sense for them not to, because they have to get more people into the slaughterhouse through Bitcoin. So,
yeah,
we're in Facebook now getting slaughtered. We're all willingly being slaughtered in Facebook right now. So, part of that slaughter is I allow this much of me to be slaughtered and sold to everybody, and I'm comfortable with that because I'm comfortable with who I am and what I'm sharing, and that's the kind of thing of people say, if you're not doing anything wrong, then what's the problem with being surveilled? If you're not doing anything wrong, surveil me all you want. I'm not doing anything wrong.
fair.
Well, that's until there's something that you want to do that is now considered wrong, like say a certain word that you're not allowed to say. And now you've been surveilled and you said the bad word, and now they're demonetizing you or they're shutting down your account. So, it's a slippery slope. But that's why we have all these other incredible systems. They are going to provide us the alternatives once these slopes get real slippery and we're sliding right down to the Facebook slaughter. Then we can go to we already have it, Minds and DTube and Steemit.
Yeah, Steemit's cool.
And a couple of other ones that already provide us a less slippery slope to our own digital executions.
When you had said if you're not doing anything wrong, for me, my problem with that is that who gets to define what's right or wrong? And that's again, as you had said, it's when like you say the wrong word or maybe the wrong phrase or your words are violence. There's so many ways they can shut you down. As long as they can't really shut down your actual crypto wallet, I'm not really too worried about it. I had the I don't know if you had saw the meme. It'd be like, you were suspended from Facebook for 30 days. You'll be able to use your money after that. That would be pretty bad. But I don't think they're willing to be that stupid about it. I think you're right.
I mean, they're doing it, but they're not doing it publicly. They're shadow banning, and they're just keeping, they do the little backdoor things where now your 200,000 followers, you're only getting 5% of them are getting your messages now. And now if you want the rest of them, you've got to pay for that. So they're a for-profit company. Bitcoin is not a for-profit company. Therein lies the main difference in the decentralized system that's not for profit. That will provide us the fair and safe environment for us to conduct our affairs, our social affairs, our financial affairs, our creative affairs in an environment that aligns with our morality, aligns with our ethics. And people are going to know what the ethics of Facebook are because they're going to be printed right there. We can do all these things with your information, and then people are going to know what the ethics of minds.com are as it's printed right there, and the ethics of Bitcoin. So basically, all these things are happening, but at the same time, all these solutions are popping up that are going to really revolutionize how we choose to interact. We've got the non-GMO versions now, so go join the non-GMO networks.
For sure. Like
Minds and Steemit and BitChute, and put your stuff there, and keep putting your stuff on Facebook because they're gonna have to expand and contract in how they do it. They're gonna have to give people more freedom, and then they're gonna pull back, and then they give people more freedom, and then pull back, or else they'll be, their business will get shut down by they'll become MySpace.
Yeah. You don't want to go the way of MySpace. They really showed what happens without proper growth and evolution.
Right. Exactly.
There was one more thing before I let you go. You're probably just about out of time, aren't you?
I got an audition at 2:30, and I got 45 minutes to get there, so I got about 10 minutes.
All right. There's one other thing I wanted to do. I was thinking about it, and I was like, well, I was like, I want to see if Jason Paige will sing for me. And I was like, well, Jason Paige has been singing for me for a long time. So I wanted to sing for Jason Paige.
Oh, yeah.
Now, this is nothing crazy, mind you, but I just wanted to knock this out.
Knock it out. Knock it out, bro. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Jason Paige is the very best, like no one ever was. To entertain is his real test. To inspire is his cause. He will travel across the land, singing high and low. Teach people to understand the passion that's inside. All right, that's all I got.
It's you and me.
I know it's my destiny.
Jason Paige.
Oh, you're my best friend.
In a world we must defend. Jason Paige.
Man.
It's always good to have delay on your voice.
Yeah, dude, it really helps.
Delay and reverb just gives you that.
Man, this has been a most enjoyable part of my month for sure.
All right.
This has been a good time.
But tell me a little bit about your channel.
So, Cryptomania, me and my partner formed this a while ago and kind of pushed into the crypto zone. And we had a little splitting up with one other member. And so we had to kind of restart it back up. We still got about 14K subscribers. We're pushing more content. I have a partner with Acoin to announce on here soon. I'm an Acoin ambassador for Acon. He's doing a thing trying to bring crypto into Africa. And I was really happy to get involved with that. There's a couple other projects I've been eager to talk to. It's hard to find time. I work full time as a paramedic, so I don't have a lot of time to really dig into this.
In the trenches, dude. Thank you for your efforts. Akon, the artist, right?
Yes, correct. Yes.
Yeah, I read about him. He's one of the Bitcoin ambassadors. I was trying to think of if I would get other people in my video to just shout, Bitcoin, gotta cash them all. He was one of the guys I was thinking about bringing in. There's like 10 mainstream people that are talking about Bitcoin. I find it very unusual that you don't have more celebrities talking about it. Like, is there like a no talk list? No, about this thing? No, I don't think so.
I think it just kind of goes to show that a lot of times, I mean, to be fair, a lot of people are very busy. But I think a lot of times when people do speak up about something, there's a financial incentive. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if there's not a financial incentive, a lot of people won't speak their ideals, which is kind of sad that everything is kind of turned to be about money. But like, I'm happy to see you in the same team that I am, man. Really happy to see it.
It's about money. It's about value. But, you know, we don't have to think of it as being about money, but about value, and then about how you can store the value that you create. So, you know, this idea that money is this bad thing, but it's not. It's the love of money. It's the love of the store of value as opposed to the value that it's storing. So we can create this value and then we can store it, but it's the value that's important. The value that you're bringing to the world is a unique value that's just unique to you. So, and you're not bringing money to the world. You're bringing value to the world. You know, it's interesting.
Yeah. So I never really thought about it that way because the inherent value can be, it's neutral. It can be good or bad, but it's everyone focusing on just the acquiring the value and power and just having it as their own, and kind of that endless greed that kind of pulsates in all of us that you have to control.
Yeah, I mean, I wonder, are you creating value by giving people heroin-based drugs that'll kill them? Like they're paying money for it, and you're putting money in the bank and giving them heroin-based drugs that will kill them legally through big pharma. And so I'm creating all this value for all these people that want these drugs that then they die. So
yeah, you're creating value for the shareholders.
Yeah, they're creating value for shareholders, but there's not. Yeah, it's all inherent in the thing that is being done. If the thing that's being done is inherently evil, then it's not really creating value. It's creating evil.
You're destroying. You're not creating. You're sucking away from everything that everyone has been trying so hard to build up and sacrifice so much for.
You're a parasite on the earth, a financial parasite.
Man. Well, Jason, I'd be willing to talk to you anytime you want to talk. This has been great. There's been involved with lots of different crypto projects here. I'll hit you up via email.
Please do.
And man, you keep doing you. I'm definitely going to link Jason Paige's website down bottom. Make sure to buy that tie he's selling. Man, that's
get the fine tie.
It's a funky tie. I really dig that tie. And check out his page. If you haven't listened to the Bitcoin Pokemon theme yet, I don't even know what you're doing here. Come on, get on board.
Yes. Thank you so much, Michael, for this lovely interview. And what's the name of your channel again? Sorry.
Cryptomania.
Cryptomania! 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 Jason Paige is saying goodbye now. Cryptomania! Jason Paige is getting you high now. Cryptomania! 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 Cryptomania!
Woo!
There you go, bro.
Thanks, man.
Good to speak to you. Let me know when this goes up. Send me some links and stuff, and we'll do it again sometime.
For sure, man. Good luck on your interview, dude. I know you'll knock it out of the park.
Appreciate it.
Take it easy, buddy. Jason Paige on a bathroom break. Jason Paige on a bathroom break.